What is good, everybody on YouTube? It's of course your boy Dame yet again checking in for another video. And man, the timeline was crazy today, man. I felt like if I ain't get up today and make a video, I couldn't even call myself the timeline. So, as you all may know, or if you live under a rock, you don't know. Trump supporters, it was their day, man. They chose January 6th. They knew the electoral college votes was gonna be certified and official today, and they chose this day to uprise, I guess, you know what I'm saying. They violated the Capitol building today. They violated it. They came in, they stormed it, they broke windows, they caused a panic, they was fighting police, all types of shit you maybe would have thought those people claimed they didn't do, you know what I'm saying? But to be truthful, this day and what happened today shouldn't come as a surprise to any American, especially not any of the politicians in Congress, in the House of Representatives, the president, the vice president, none of them niggas. Like, all of them, I know for a fact, are fully aware of what they have been doing and how much of a threat this shit has really been. These people have been on the internet saying exactly what they were going to do. They said, January 6th, we're coming to stop everything. Like, Trump tweeted himself, he's been riling up these guys for months, ever since he lost the election. He spoke to the very crowd that stormed the Capitol building in the morning of that day and told them that still repeated his false claims that the election was being stolen and that his people were being cheated. Like, he literally riled them up, and he knew what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing. And the fact that Trump told us this would happen, his supporters told us this would happen. They even told us what day. There's no excuse for there to be 8 police officers on the Capitol steps trying to keep off thousands of protesters, when just months ago the National Guard is out a day before any protests are even set to go down. There's heavily armed guards for Black Lives Matter protests, and these guys are literally saying for months what they are going to do. They stormed the Capitol building, and there's no police response for hours. No National Guard response for hours. Donald Trump, a motherfucker who has time and time again came out with press conferences whenever there's some type of uprising or a small protest shit. If a nigga kneel, Donald Trump is coming out to say how he feel about the shit. He didn't call football players thugs and all types of shit just for taking a knee because they're tired of black people being killed by the police at an alarming rate. You know what I'm saying? Because they're tired of that. But when this happens, this guy he doesn't say anything for hours when he was just out there hyping these niggas up. And then he finally gets on Twitter and tells them that he loves them and that he cares about them and that they are special. That's what he says about these people. This motherfucker who preaches law and order and all the shit that he say, he comes out and says he loves them and he supports them and they're special. This is who he is. That's who that guy is. And it just kills me that he can be this blatantly racist and just obvious with his shit and nothing is happening about it. Like, how does this go on and he's not impeached? How do you incite a mob that storms the Capitol building and you're still the president of the United States? You didn't condemn their actions. You called them very special people. A motherfucker with your track record to do that. It's just crazy and so obviously blatant that these are your people and they They follow your ideas. This was a scheduled protest. Once again, I would say they knew these people were coming. They knew their intentions, and yet they did not plan anything to stop these people. Where were the rubber bullets? Where was the tear gas? Where were the tanks? All shit that we know the police have handy. We've seen it. Police budgets were increased. Where is it? They're saving it for what? I won't say, but maybe you guys know. I'm sure you do. Who knows? You know, maybe the police couldn't get there in time because they were spending the first 3 hours in the Capitol building fucking shit up in plain clothes. That's just a theory, though. And I just find this, it's just so funny that this is happening months after, I guess what you would call the opposite side were just protesting, and how Trump supporters responded to it, and their, like, you know, their contempt that they had for the people who were out there protesting. And it's just crazy because I was out there protesting, you know, and if you really talk to people who were out there, they were genuinely, some people were genuinely fed up and just tired of their friends and their family and themselves just being at risk and losing people to extreme police violence and, frankly, just a unjust system that we've been subjected to for generations. Like, it's been scientifically proven that African Americans have passed on trauma through generations. So we literally have been carrying the burden of trauma from generations. You know what I'm saying? That finally came out for a lot of people during those protests, and we saw a lot of different emotions. And these guys, you telling me they're fed up because their presidential candidate, who already had a term, it's not like he just didn't get nothing. He had his 4 years. Terrible. Their president, who lost fair and square, is why they're so fed up, and they were drove to destroy the Capitol building and beat on the police and do all this other deplorable shit. But it's the craziest part is it's a president who has clearly lied to them time and time again, and is using them, obviously using them, to advance his own agendas. This shit just sickening, and sometimes it really just surprises me how oblivious and airheaded some of his supporters can be. But I don't want you to think that this is just Washington, D.C. and those people that we saw there are the only people that we have to worry about. These type of demonstrations went on all around the country today. And just to name some of the cities, and they were at multiple Capitol buildings. They were in Columbus, Sacramento, Minnesota, and in Kansas, people also got inside the Capitol building there. So it's a lot of unrest, and it's all caused by one man, Donald Trump. Twitter has tried to take a stand, and they suspended his account for 12 hours, and maybe they'll remove him. But at this point, I don't see Trump backtracking ever. I don't think he was going to backtrack when he was at 5 steps ago before it even got this far. But yeah, man, that's your update on this and my thoughts about the whole situation. So I appreciate anybody who stuck around this long and listened to me talk. But peace. I'll catch you next time.